Hello all, this is David from Sunward Hobbies, and a few weeks ago I provided a tutorial on how to take apart and put back together airbrushes. Today I will be showing you how to clean your airbrushes. It's a fairly simple yet very important step to ensuring your airbrush remains clean and fully functional. So without further ado, on to the tutorial. Now then, as I mentioned earlier, cleaning the airbrush is a crucial process. You technically don't have to clean it after every single use, but I like to, as I want to avoid clogging at all costs. Now, depending on which paint you use, there are different cleaners for you to pick from. Stuff like Tamiya's or Mr. Color's airbrush cleaners will clean any paint that you use, regardless of its acrylic, enamel, or lacquer. This will eat through anything. Or if you just use acrylic, you can use these milder cleaners from AK or Vallejo. Now, as you can see, the airbrush has already been disassembled. If you want to see how I disassemble and assemble them, you can watch our previous video on that. So the way I like to do it is with a dropper bottle. I pour a little into the cup, or I like to just dip these airbrush cleaners into whichever cleaner I'm using. So let's just pretend this is open. I dip it in. And then with the brush, I go inside and just pull it back and forth. Then I wipe it off with a paper towel and do the same thing on the other end. And sometimes paint can get built up in here as well, so I do the same there too. And usually those are the only areas where paint can get stuck in. So that's pretty much it for that. I'm going to make a quick cut and reassemble this, and then we will continue with the demonstration. And now what I like to do to finish it off is, with a dropper bottle, take some of the cleaner and put it in the cup. I'd say maybe no more than 10 drops. For this case, I'll be demonstrating with just some distilled water. Now, this process is called back flushing. You take your finger and place it over the nozzle, making sure it's plugged, and then you pull back the needle just a little bit, and the airflow will go backwards instead of out, and whatever liquid you have will bubble up inside the cup, and that will break down any loose paint that you might have missed in the previous demonstration. I'm basically explaining this all now so I don't have to talk over the humming compressor later when I actually show you. And you don't need too high of a PSI for this. And that's it. Your airbrush should be nice and clean and ready for its next use. So that concludes this tutorial. I hope, if you didn't already know, that you learned something and that it's helpful to you in your own endeavors. Thanks for watching. This has been David from Sunward Hobbies, and until the next one, adios.